and welcome to Workbook page. We are live and we are here today to talk to you about our upcoming masterclass. And I know we've just sent out some emails and text messages about this as well, so I look forward to seeing lots of people join us. But before we get started, I think we'd better do some introductions. So first of all, welcome to Formula Botanica. You are on our pages. We are the online organic cosmetic formulation school. We have over 14,000 students. You can see my counter here. It's in real time, which is very cool. We're not in an enrollment period at the moment, but I look forward to us opening up enrollment again soon when you'll watch the ticker go over. We're in 179 countries. There's about 40 of us in the team. It's absolutely phenomenal. And we are on a mission to teach the world to formulate. And we are hosting a big free masterclass, which starts on the 20th of September. Put it in your diary. If you're watching this either live or on the replay, then I'm sure you know all about it already. And hopefully you have signed up already. And we're going to be talking today about what's involved in that masterclass and how to get you ready for it, because we're going to be teaching you how to make this. So this face cream, we'll talk more about the ingredients in a minute. And we're going to be showing you how to do it step by step, how to become a formulator, how to start your own beauty brand, how to become an organic skincare entrepreneur. I honestly can't wait. It's going to be like your own personal mini Netflix series. You drop in, you watch an episode. Each episode is 10 minutes. That's it. Everyone's got 10 minutes. And then every single day, a new episode will be released to help you on that journey of formulating your future. So let's do some more introductions first. I'm Lorraine. I'm the CEO of Formula Botanica. I'm going to be hosting your masterclass as well. So you're going to be seeing me in your episodes, but you'll also see me on some of the lives. And I am joined today by Anna Green. And maybe you can tell us a bit about what you do, Anna.
Thanks, Lorraine. So I am the Deputy Education Manager for Formula Botanica. I have the great job of working with our education team, who are amazing. And I'm really excited to talk to you all about ingredients today.
Yes. Now, obviously, in our upcoming masterclass, we're going to be teaching you how to formulate. And if you've signed up, and I really hope you have, if you haven't, by the way, the link will be with this live stream as well as with the replay. But if you have, then you will know that one of the first things we want you to do is to download your shopping list. And here it is. I've printed it out. And if you have access to this too, it's just a one-pager and it tells you exactly the steps you need to take in order to get started for the masterclass. So we want you to, first of all, reply to the email we've sent you. We want you to sign up for SMS notifications so you don't miss out. We are going to be telling you every single time a new episode goes out. And we want you to join our big free mastermind group on Facebook, which has over 50,000 members in it now. Absolutely phenomenal group. And then we want you to go and buy your ingredients. Very, very exciting. So that's what we're going to talk to you about today, because we know that there are lots of questions out there. You know, where do I get my ingredients? How do I get started? And we really want you to go and get these ingredients before we start the masterclass, if you can. Some of you might have to order them from various different suppliers. Absolutely fine. But that way you'll be able to formulate along with us. So I thought the first thing we can do, Anna, is maybe talk through the shopping list. Have you got a copy, or shall I read it out?
I haven't got a copy, I'm afraid, Lorraine. So if you could read it out, that would be great.
All good. So we've only got 7 ingredients that you need to get. That's it. I know we could have started with a really, really simple formulation, but we wanted to teach you how to make this face cream, because a lot of people think that making an emulsion, which is what this is, and we'll explain all of this in the masterclass, but a lot of people think that's a really complicated thing to do, but it isn't, because everyone can formulate. Formulation is fun, it's easy, empowering. You're going to hear me say that a lot throughout the masterclass. So the first ingredient on the list that we have is a hydrosol, which is neroli hydrosol. And I've got some here as well. And well, getting hydrosols isn't generally too hard, is it?
No, they're quite readily available and they're beautiful natural ingredients to formulate with. And we're using the neroli hydrosol in place of just regular water. So a lot of the creams and the emulsions that you will see in shops will just have water as their base. And we wanted to use something a little bit more special. And these hydrosols are just beautiful to work with. They have a beautiful scent. And it really adds something a little bit special to the emulsion, which is why we chose it as an ingredient.
Absolutely. And it smells of orange blossom because neroli is distilled from the blossom of the bitter orange tree. So it's absolutely phenomenal. It smells heavenly. You're going to love it. We'll explain more about this in the masterclass, don't worry. But we recommend getting at least 250 milliliters. And the way that we've put together this shopping list is so that you can make this face cream 3 times. So we want you to make it 3 times. Someone says, does it have to be neroli? It doesn't. But the face cream we've put together for you and the formulation that you'll receive throughout your free masterclass has an orange theme, which is why we've used orange blossom. If you have another one, that's fine too. And we actually cover some of this in the masterclass too. So the second ingredient, which is another one of the foundation ingredients, is sweet almond oil, which I have here as well. I've got a big bottle of it. Which is also really easy to get hold of, isn't it?
It's very easy to get hold of. It's one of the most common oils that are used in cosmetic formulation. So you will be able to find that quite readily available in lots and lots of different online stores, which is why we chose it. You can, again, substitute it for different carrier oils, and we'll talk a lot more about that in the masterclass, I believe, in lesson 8. But almond is a good place to start for most people, really.
Absolutely. So I'm just cleaning out a beaker so I can pour some in. Should have prepared myself a little bit better, but here's a really small beaker. Let me just show you what it looks like. Almond oil is one of the easiest base oils to get hold of. Let's hope I don't pour all of this over my desk. You can see, you know, it's a really clear, easy oil to work with, and you can buy it in most countries. I'd be amazed if you can't get almond oil in whatever country you're watching this from. I bought this from Naissance, who are a great supplier. In fact, I think they're in a supplier guide, which is in your workbook, but we'll come to that in a minute. So yes, you need some almond oil or a different base oil as well. We recommend starting with something easy like this. So that's the second one. Then the third ingredient is our emulsifier. Do you want to tell us what it is?
Yeah, so our emulsifier is called Vegetal, and I've got some on a spoon here so you can see it. It comes in the form of white flakes. So Vegetal is the trade name, but it also has different trade names as well, which is slightly complicated. But we've made it really easy for you in the Masterclass workbook because we give you something called an Inky name. So your emulsifier is what is going to mix your oils with your water, with your neroli hydrosol. So it is what makes everything come together to be a cream. And it's very, very exciting. If you've never made an emulsion before, it is a slightly magical process, I have to tell you. It's so much fun to see it all come together. Yeah. So we've chosen Vegetal because it's easy to work with and because it is quite readily available again, you know, compared to some other emulsifiers. And it is natural as well, which is very important.
Yeah.
But you can work with other emulsifiers. That isn't a problem. And we will talk about that a little bit more later on, I think. But we have lots of different options on our blog that we talk about, different emulsifiers, and you can adjust this cream. If you can't find Vegetal, you can work with a slightly different emulsifier. So the Inky name for Vegetal is cetyl alcohol and cetyl glucoside, and you can put that into Google and search it that way. And we always recommend searching the Inky name. It just makes it easier to find.
Yeah, and we'll explain all of this in the masterclass as well. We just want to help you get started before we even drop episode 1, because I know so many people watching are really, really keen to take part and formulate along live with us. And we want you to, because formulation is so much fun. I'm going to keep saying this over and over. So we've covered the hydrosol, the almond oil, the emulsifier. Again, this is all on the shopping list, which is in your study area. It's sent to you as soon as you sign up for the masterclass. You can't miss it. It's just a one-pager. Print it out and tick off the ingredients as you go through them, because honestly, you're going to have so much fun making this formulation. Then the fourth one on the list is sea buckthorn CO2 extract. So I've got some sea buckthorn berries here, actually. I've got some dried ones, although they are currently in the hedgerows around here as well. And you can see these are bright orange berries, and they make a glorious extract, don't they?
They do. So it's a beautiful oil that we chose specifically because it adds that beautiful orange hue to the cream. So the cream is it is naturally coloured. That's all from the ingredients. We're not adding any colourants, which is absolutely amazing. And sea buckthorn is a really, really beautiful oil to use. We love it. You don't need much of it to make the cream really, really beautiful. And we just love the properties it has, but also just how beautiful it made the emulsion. I'm just so in love with that colour.
Me too. It was glorious to make. And when you watch the masterclass, we will explain what each of these ingredients is and what it does and how to get them. But I just, we just want to get you prepped for the masterclass. And I can see someone says, I appreciate this talk. It really clarifies the shopping list. So thank you very much. We're pleased that it's helping. So that's the first botanical ingredient. Then the second one, I'm just checking my shopping list, is a glycerite or a glycerol, which it comes with papaya, this one. And you can see it's actually completely transparent. So do you want to talk us through what a glycerite is, Anna?
Yeah, so there's exciting different ways to extract plants in and the properties of plants so that you can use them in your cosmetics. And we, in this case, are using a glycerite, which is where papaya has been extracted in glycerin. So glycerin is your medium where the papaya extract is added. And they're really fun to work with because you can have glycerites of all sorts of different fruits and vegetables and different things. And in this case, we've obviously gone for an orange theme. So we've gone for papaya, which is slightly tropical and fun. But again, if you can't find papaya glycerite, you can use a different glycerite, or even just plain glycerin as well will add some hydration to the cream.
Absolutely. This one isn't colored. Glycerites can be colored. I mean, if you're extracting berries into glycerin, it can be great fun. We just wanted to show you what kind of different botanical ingredients you can use when you're formulating. So don't worry too much if you can't get hold of this one, but if you can, try and get hold of it because it's really, really fun to work with. So that's the second botanical ingredient. Then the third one is an essential oil that I have here. Do you want to talk us through what it is?
Yeah, so essential oils are incredibly precious ingredients. They're an aromaceutical, so they add fragrance, but they also have beneficial properties of their own. And they're used in quite small concentrations. So you've seen the bottle that Lorraine just held up is quite small, but you really won't need very much to make your cream because you only need a very small amount. And again, we've gone for sweet orange. It complements the neroli beautifully. So we've got for that theme, but we want you to, have a think about what you would enjoy as well in terms of different scent profiles and experiment as well.
Absolutely. I would decant some, but I've taken the top out because I was using pipettes when I was formulating with it, but it smells incredible. And it makes the face cream that we're going to teach you in the masterclass smell incredible as well. I mean, look at that. I just keep coming back to it. It looks amazing, but it smells heavenly too because it smells of that orange blossom and that sweet orange. So those are the sort of base ingredients that we use. Obviously, we've covered the hydrosol, the oil, the emulsifier, the 3 botanicals that we've got in there. And then the final one on your shopping list, and do print it out so that you can go through it and tick it off, is the preservative, which is incredibly important. And we've got 2 whole lessons dedicated to this topic in the actual masterclass. So don't worry, but you do need one. What have you got there?
Yeah, so this is the preservative that we use in the cream that we're creating with the beautiful sea buckthorn emulsion. And again, we've chosen it because it's quite readily available and it's easy to work with, and it is considered a natural preservative. And again, it's really important that everything comes together in this cream, but this is what makes the cream safe to use. And it's so important that we talk about in this in the lessons. It's so important to make sure that your products are correctly preserved. And so it's sort of a clear liquid, the preservative. And again, you won't need very much of this to make your product.
Absolutely. And we again explain exactly what type of ingredient it is and what it's made of. That's all in the masterclass. But if you can get hold of it beforehand, it is readily stocked around the world. We're using one called GeoGuard ECT or Preservative Eco. It's readily available to formulators who formulate at home or in their own lab space. And we recommend getting at least 10 milliliters. So here on the shopping list, we give you recommended amounts that you can get hold of, and that will help you make the face cream 3 times. And believe me, you'll want to. You won't just want to do it once, you'll want to do it multiple times. You wouldn't be able to buy some of these ingredients in smaller quantities anyway, but it's good to have slightly larger quantities so that you can have a go time and time again. And the one I particularly recommend you get hold of in a slightly larger quantity is the emulsifier, because once you've made one emulsion, you will want to make dozens of them. I promise you, lots of fun. So we've covered what the ingredients are in the masterclass. The obvious question, which everyone asks us, is where can I get them? So I just wanted to point out our workbook, which comes with your masterclass. Sorry, my lights are reflecting on it. You can see I've got some big studio lights on me here. But it's in your study area, and I want you to go and download it, and I want you to print it out. And for bonus points, take a selfie of yourself with it and put it on Instagram and tag us. But this is the holy grail for your masterclass, because it contains all of your homework. It contains all of the exercises we'll want you to go through. It contains some of the formulation information, but not all of it, because you're going to have to watch the masterclass to get the goodies. And then it will help you get to the stage that you can also make this formulation, the one that we've just run through today. So at the back of the masterclass, we've got a long list of, let me just find it, suppliers. And I want you to go and access that list. Now, we've got suppliers all over the world on here. And do you want to talk us through the sort of different types of suppliers we have here, Anna?
Yeah, so we've tried to cover all different areas of the world as much as possible. So we've gone by region, and we've looked at different suppliers available. But when in our student community, we provide a huge, enormous supplier guide, which is really helpful to people. And for this, we wanted to condense it down a little bit, and we looked at key suppliers that offer the ingredients. Every supplier might not offer all ingredients, but every single supplier on there has at least one of those ingredients in stock. And, we cover all areas around the world. So hopefully that will be really helpful for people, a great starting point. And we've got those suppliers on there. I also wanted to mention that we have 2 Amazon storefronts that really we've put together to make things as easy as possible for people. So in the Amazon storefronts, again, you have, if not all, most of the ingredients you would need, and some of the equipment as well, to make the emulsion. So that hopefully will make things as easy as possible for people.
Yes, indeed. And I know that the team has shared those links to our Amazon storefronts in the comments. I also saw that one of our team members said, comment yes if you've already got your masterclass ticket. So I know that was over on YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook, drop us a yes if you have your ticket, because I want to see lots and lots of yeses there. Now, if you live in a country that isn't on this list, which is quite possible because obviously we have a global audience, we have purposefully chosen suppliers who generally will deliver internationally. And that is something you're going to have to keep in mind. Not every single country has cosmetic ingredient suppliers, but a lot of them do. And that's where sometimes you're going to have to ship internationally, because as Anna said, there isn't a one-stop shop generally. We wish there was, but sadly, that is not how the cosmetics industry works, because there are just thousands and thousands of different ingredients. But the ingredients we've chosen for you, we've chosen for a reason, because they are generally quite easy to get hold of. So we've tried to keep it fairly generic so that most people around the world should be able to get them. However, if you can't get them for whatever reason, but please do access obviously your workbook so you get your supplier list. But if you can't get it for whatever reason, then in lesson 8 of your masterclass, and you can see it already in your workbook, let me just show it to you. We've got a lesson called Customize Your Emulsion. And I'm going to be running you through lots of different alternatives. In fact, some of them are listed in here, but most of them, most of the ones I talk about in the actual lesson itself. So make sure you catch that lesson if you want to learn how to customize your emulsion, because that is what will make you a formulator, obviously. So I know that the team has put up those Amazon links. If the team could share them again, that'd be great, because there's so many comments flooding in on YouTube and Facebook. That would be fantastic. So I know you talked a little bit about Inky, but maybe we should just reiterate that fact again. So Inky stands for International Nomenclature of Cosmetic Ingredients. I'll explain all of this in lesson 4 of your masterclass, but it is the international language that is used on cosmetic products. So I've got a deodorant here. You can see all of the fine print on the back. That is Inky listing. So that means that that's the cosmetic language that we use internationally, so that it's the same in every single country. So if someone's trying to find one of these ingredients, how should they use the Inky name, Anna?
So the best way to use the Inky name is when you're searching in these supplier websites. They'll often have a search function. Copy and paste the Inky name and add it into that search function, and then you can see if they actually have that ingredient. And when you're looking at the pages for the individual ingredients, the suppliers will often have the Inky listed on the page. In fact, most of them do, because it's such an important aspect of knowing you've got the right ingredient. I'll give you an example. There is a cosmetic ingredient called cetyl alcohol, which people often get confused with vegetal, which is cetyl alcohol and cetyl glucoside.
Yeah.
And they don't do the same thing. Unfortunately, you can't substitute one for another, even though they sound similar. And that's why the Inky is so important, because when you search for your Inky, you get exactly the right ingredient.
Yeah, so important. But again, we will cover this in the masterclass. So don't worry if this all sounds a bit overwhelming at the moment. It is all in your masterclass materials, and you'll be able to go back and watch those lessons over and over. And I should add, you'll be able to watch this one again too, because the replay will stay on YouTube and will be on Facebook. So don't worry about that. So can you replace like for like? Like imagine that I go and find a different emulsifier and I can't get the one that we're using in the masterclass. Can I just add it in at the same amount, the same quantities, same temperature, everything?
So the answer to that is it depends which ingredient you're trying to substitute. So some ingredients are easier to substitute than others, although you can find substitutions for everything. And as Lorraine's already said, we do talk about this more in the masterclass, so please don't worry about it. But for example, the emulsifier, which is probably going to be the thing that people might struggle with the most in certain countries, that you can't just substitute the same amount with a different emulsifier, because each emulsifier will have slightly different usage guidelines. And this is where the Formula Botanica blog is going to be an amazing resource for people as well, because we have an amazing blog post that talks about lots of different natural and organic emulsifiers that you could use instead. So I would recommend that you have a look at that if you want to experiment with different emulsifiers, or if you can't get hold of the cetyl alcohol and cetyl glucoside that we've used.
Yeah, brilliant answer. So we will cover a lot more of this in the masterclass. Don't worry about it too much, but this is just to give you some guidance in the run up to the masterclass, because we have 11 days to go. Very exciting. We've got another couple of little bonuses for you up our sleeves before we start, so stay tuned for that. And we've got a couple of questions that have come in about equipment, so I just very quickly want to address that. You will need a couple of different types of equipment, but we haven't necessarily given you a shopping list for that, because we want you to start really, really simple. Now, episode 2 in your masterclass is all about the equipment and that you need and how to set up your lab. But it is so simple that it actually fits into a tiny little bag. And I'll explain all of that. But we will be live next week running you through some of the essential equipment as well. So again, don't worry too much. We want you to just start super, super simple and to just see how incredibly easy it is once you start formulating. Because we all have this idea of, I need lots and lots of different types of equipment. I need to set up this big fancy lab. you don't. Now, I will say some of the equipment list is in your masterclass workbook. However, not all of it is in there because you're going to have to watch the whole masterclass itself in order to complete the list. But you'll get to that once you get to episode number 2. So what should you do when you receive your ingredients, Anna? Because I think you've got some thoughts on this, haven't you?
I do, yeah. I think that as organic formulators, our sort of ingredients are our stars, really. It's so much fun to use these ingredients. They're beautiful ingredients to sort of touch and feel and smell.
Yeah.
And so I really want to encourage people to, when they receive their ingredients, to take a moment to sort of slow down and experience the ingredients and think about the ingredients that they're using. So, for example, I've got some oil here. This is actually argan oil. But with your base oils, you can add them to your hand directly. It's very safe, with the almond oil. And I want you to touch it and feel it and sort of see how it feels on the skin. Get to know your ingredient. What does it smell like? Same with the Hydrosol. I want you to sort of take in the smell and see, what that makes you sort of think of. It probably make you think of oranges because it's a beautiful orangey smell. I will say the only thing that it's not safe ever to put on your skin directly are essential oils. Those essential oils need to be blended as part of the formula that you will make as part of the masterclass.
Yeah.
But you can open the bottle and smell it and experience it. That's a really nice thing to do. And just get to know your ingredients a little bit and sort of have a think about what you're going to do with them next, because you're going to have so much fun blending them together, but actually also experiencing them is amazing as well.
Absolutely. It's wonderful when you receive your ingredients. It does get addictive. That we talk about this as well in the masterclass. You need to be prepared for the fact that you'll start to formulate, and then you'll think, oh, well, now I've tried this one, I want to try that one. And then before you know it, your shopping basket is full, and it's just a side effect of being a formulator. So you have to try and control that a little bit yourself. But it is wonderful. And we want to surround ourselves with botanicals, which is why we want to be formulators. So Anna is right. You take the time to be in the moment and experience your ingredients and enjoy them, appreciate them, admire them. I mean, I have my sea buckthorn here on my desk. I've had it here for a while, actually, and I look at it every day and I just think, it's so beautiful, because it is a really gorgeous color. And I know the berries that have gone into it. It's an incredible plant. And as I said, they're growing in the hedgerows around here at the moment. And I look at them and I get really excited by that, because then I'm like, oh, look at the sea buckthorn berries, So another question we receive a lot is whether we need to go organic or not with our ingredients. Because obviously Formula Botanica is the organic cosmetic formulation school. We work mainly with organic ingredients, but a lot of people say, do I therefore have to only buy organic ingredients in order to take part in your masterclass? Do you want to run us through that one?
Yeah, so again, on supplier websites, you will have choices of ingredients. So some of the ingredients available will be organic, and they will have a little organic stamp of approval on the bottle, but also it will state on the website whether something is organic or not. Now, for this masterclass, you don't have to worry about all of your ingredients being organic unless you want to make those choices and they are available to you. Yeah. We would recommend always starting out with what is available to you, and then you can always make organic choices later on if that's how you want to formulate. But it is a very personal decision. So you don't have to use all organic ingredients to make the cream at all.
Yeah, that's great advice. And it's good to start simple and then ramp your way up if you want to start making formulations for yourself, for your family, for your friends, or maybe even to sell. Because I guarantee you, the moment you started making products like this, the first thing you'll think is, my goodness, I could turn this into a business. And you can, which is obviously why we're also hosting our big masterclass for free so that you can formulate your future. We had a quick question come in, which I'm just going to address. Someone said, are the ingredients you're using photosensitive? No, they're not. And we cover this all in the masterclass as well. So don't worry about that. These are not photosensitizing essential oils or hydrosols. They are absolutely fine for use in the daytime. But again, your masterclass is going to run you through all of this. Someone else says, is the book available now for download? Yes. If you have grabbed your ticket, then you now have access to your study area. None of the episodes are live yet. None of the episodes are available yet, I should say, because they're not live. They will just become available on the day that they are ready. But you can download your workbook in there, and I want you to download it and print it out, because I want you to have it there as you're working through your masterclass lessons. And that way you can complete your homework as you go through it. And it will help you to start to think through how you become a formulator, maybe even an organic skincare entrepreneur, which is, of course, what a lot of people want to do when they join in with Formula Botanica's freebies. So I guess the final question I have, Anna, is if someone's taking part in the masterclass and they haven't got the ingredients yet, is that a problem?
No, not at all. Don't worry, you have plenty of time still to get your ingredients, to place your orders, and to take part. And you obviously can start preparing now. You can download your shopping list and do all of the things that we've told you to do, but you still have time to get hold of your ingredients, and you don't need to worry.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you can't get hold of them before we've started, don't panic. It's not a problem. You're going to be able to work through this in your own time. Once the first episode is out, it will stay there as well. So it will be available for the whole duration of the masterclass. And once you've logged into your study area, you'll be able to see the dates that all of the episodes become available. And you can then still go through all of the episodes while they're there. You can even binge watch the whole thing in one go, just like a Netflix series, which is why we've created it that way. Every single person has 10 minutes a day, and so do you. And I promise you, dedicate your time to this, commit to it. Tell us right now, I commit to the masterclass. I'm going to watch it all, because we want to hear from you. And we want to know that you're going to work your way through all of these lessons. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely incredible. But I will say, the masterclass ends on October 5th, so it won't be there forever. You don't have lifetime access. I mean, we put a lot of time and effort and resources into running these events for you. You know, there's a whole team behind us who are here. You can see them in the chat even as well. So we've got until October 5th, and then obviously the masterclass ends. But you've got loads of time, and that's why I want you to commit to it, so that you will be joining in and you're going to be taking part in everything. I love this. I'm seeing lots of people comment to say, I commit to the masterclass. It's going to be awesome. So even if you just want to watch with us and just see how easy formulating is, that's fine too. Not everyone formulates with us at the time, but if you want to, I really do encourage you, because it is so much fun. And when at the end of the masterclass, you're sat there and you go, I made this. It smells incredible. It feels amazing on the skin. You will feel so proud and so accomplished. And we wish that for you, which is why, of course, we're running this free masterclass for you. Have we missed anything?
I don't think so. I'm amazed. So many comments coming in saying I commit to the masterclass. This is absolutely incredible. I'm so excited for everybody who's making that commitment now, because you're making such a good choice.
You are. It's going to be life-changing. If you throw yourself into this and work through the whole thing, you will come out the other end, maybe even like some of these graduates behind me from Formula Botanica, you know, who are selling all over the world, and we'll be teaching you a lot more about how they got to where they are as well. So stay tuned for that, which is all part, again, of your masterclass. So I think with that said, we should probably bring it to an end. I can see so many comments still coming in from literally all over the world. I am so pleased that you could join us today live, or if you're watching this on the replay, I hope you're as excited about the masterclass as we are. Thank you very much, Anna. It's been really lovely having you here on with me.
Thank you, Lorraine. I'm so excited for everybody on this journey.
It looks like they are too, judging from all the comments, which is fantastic. We will be back next week. We've got some more bonus training for you, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't yet joined the group, please do. If you haven't yet signed up for SMS, please do. And make sure, as we said, that you download and print out your workbook. You will need this throughout your masterclass, and I want you ready to work along with us. And also, obviously, get your shopping list and start ticking off those ingredients if you can. Fantastic. Have a wonderful evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you are, everyone. Thank you for joining us live, and we'll be seeing you soon. Bye.
Bye.